everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. It is time for me to do September's club project. So it's actually a couple days late since I was gone last week in New Orleans at the Stampin' Up event, but we're here and you're gonna love it. So if you're in club, stay tuned because it's gonna be a really good one. It's a little different. Like last month's was a little bit different with what you get. This is a little bit different with what you get, and also the projects we're gonna make, and you'll see why in a minute when I explain it to you. So before we start, there's a couple of different promotions right now. One of them I haven't gone into much detail, and it comes into play when you see what you're getting in club, because I had picked I looked at it and I'm like, no, I wanna stick with it because it was what I picked and they're wonderful. So you can get a free pack of the iridescent pearls if you order the cottage wreath, the cottage rose, or the set that's new for World Card Making Day. So I will go into more detail about that, but I wanted to let you know that if you're thinking about the pearls and those sets are on your wish list, that you kind of know. I will put information in my next email about that. Then there is a promotion where some stamps have dies that don't normally have dies, and they are just while supplies last, or through the end of the month, whichever comes first. So Perfect Piggy is one. All of these have a video. The Apple Harvest is one. So you can see how I've used the dies that, again, are just available this month. This is the Waterfall Canyon. I was going to say Waterfall Falls. That's not what it's called, but that's that one. And then this is Trimming the Tree. And then yesterday, this is the video I did for you. These boxes are part of this week's weekly special. So every week in September, there will be some items that are on special. We don't know what they are. I didn't know what they were until yesterday. So every Thursday, I think it is, they will post. And if you're on my email list, I'll always remind you that new ones are up. So these boxes were part of yesterday's. The trees are also part of the other promotion. So I tried to combine things. This has both of my free gifts with purchase this month, although you can get handmade cards from me too. So that's in the email or on my website. But I'm using the solid, I wrote down FSJ, solid faceted gems. And then the silver and gold twine. Those are my free gifts with purchase. This box, yesterday when I did it, I told you they make great card boxes, because now if you're like me, September 1st hits, Labor Day weekend hits, and you're like, oh, time to start thinking about all of the projects I want to do for the holidays. Not necessarily the holidays, but just things that you want to start getting ready. And as a crafter, one of the things that is the nicest thing that you can give is making a handmade gift. And when people don't make cards, they're not like us and they don't have 100 cards at their house every time there's an occasion to pick from. If you make up a bunch of cards and box them, then this is one of the nice packaging ideas. But that leads me to club, because if you're in club, we're going to get a head start on that. So this month for club, if you're not in my card club, let me take just a second to explain how it works, because it's really one of my favorite things, and I do it every single month. So it's a subscription. It is by far the cheapest thing that I offer where you get product. It's $38 a month. You sign up through PayPal, but you don't have to have a PayPal account. PayPal just has a subscription service thing that helps me. They automatically bill you whatever day you sign up for. Then every month they hit you on that same day and bill you. So neither of us have to think about it. If you need to pause because you're going to be away, or you're just getting overwhelmed, you can always pause or cancel at any time. But every 6 months that you're in, then on the following 7th month, you get a gift, and it's valued at $25. So we're coming up on everybody that joined when I first started getting their second gift. So I started in October of last year with Card Club. We do, and I know lots of other demonstrators do, and we all do them a little bit different. So here's what's different on mine. The projects that you get have video tutorials. I do send you what I call a PDF, because it is a PDF, but it's only the photos of the projects, because my instructions are in video. But you do have a picture then that you can save, especially for your reference. Everything that comes to you will be marked with the month and what it is. That way, when you get your supplies, if you don't do them right away, you can put them with your other stuff. So what's a little bit different about mine is we do 3 projects, but you get the supplies to do 2 of each. So we make 6 cards. You always get the envelopes. You get the supplies for 6 cards, 6 envelopes. And then every month you get or basically, sometimes like this month, it's a little bit different. You get a full package of embellishments and a full thing of ribbon most months. And I don't want to say always, because at any point I could tweak it, because you have about $20 to $25 in product. And then you get, usually it's a half a pack of designer series paper. Last month I got 3 half packs of things. So it just kind of depends on what we need to make the projects. Then you can make all 6 of the projects just as is. So you have 2 of all 3 that I show you, or you can save your spare, because every 3 months, and September is one of the months, everybody who's active in club has the chance to Zoom with me, and I do what I call a mashup. So this month I will take September, I have to work backwards, August and July, and I'll take all those things that I know you have, and I'll kind of mix them all up. So I may use the ribbon from July with the paper from August with the stamps from this month. So I kind of mix it up and give, because I know you have that stuff, and I use the exact supplies that were intended for a card, so you already have that as well. So that's kind of how it works. You sometimes get discounts on my Try It class every year. And then each month, you do not have to have a die cut machine to do this class, because anything that needs to be die cut for the projects, we do ahead of time for you. Obviously, sometimes the set may have dies that come with it. So this month we're doing Reigned with Nature, because I want to do, you're gonna understand why I wanted an all season set, and one that had lots of different words, and one that also could be Christmassy. So if you'll be able to do it however you want with the projects. So every month club members can add the stamp sets at catalog cost. If you live in the state of Indiana, you do have to pay tax, because PayPal will tax you, even though I've already paid it. So we don't get paid twice. But I pay your shipping and your handling, and then I stick it in with your card club when it's mailing. So you have to have subscribed or put any add-ons on by the 10th of that month. So September 10th for this time. So this month there is a bundle. So if you want, you can choose to add just the stamps, or you can choose to add the bundle if you have a die cut machine. And this one is a really fun one this month, because it's all season. That's why I went with it. And it's a hybrid, which means that not only if you add the bundle do you get the dies, it comes with the folder as well. And this is a super cool folder. And you can see here that I intended to use it on this card, and then I took it off. So you will get one of these on one of our projects. I will run that through for you. But the way it works is you can run this through your folder, and in Card Club, because I will do this for you to see it. So if you have it, you'll know how to use it. So you can either run it through so it cuts at the same time, which is probably what I'll do. And then everybody will get 2 different sizes of logs just for to go faster. Or you can run it through and then do the individual ones. However you want. It's a lot of fun. There's an acorn that can be a gingerbread. Not a gingerbread. It can go with the house, turned into a gingerbread, gumdrop. And it's got mushrooms, and I'm a huge fan of mushrooms. A great stamp set. Like I said, it has several sentiments. So, and then also as part of my club, I always do some alternates. So stay tuned for the alternate. Sometimes it is on my public channel, and sometimes only club girls get to see it. So this month, what's different? The ribbon is, we're going to go back to the white frayed ribbon, which was, I think in January, this was going to be in club, and then it went on back order. So we never used it. And I intended to, so that's this. And then here's the iridescent pearls, which you can also get free if you buy those stamp sets, but they are part of club. Then you are getting a full pack of these craft note cards and envelopes that come with a box. There's 20 cards and 20 envelopes. So you'll get the supplies to complete 6 of them, and then I will show you a couple of others that you won't have the supplies for, but to give you ideas, because you'll have the stuff. But this is super cool. So instead of getting different card backs this time, you're going to get this. And then as a little bonus, I have been hoarding this paper because I knew this class was coming up. So this was the celebration paper that goes with the set. It's no longer available, but that's okay. If you're in Card Club, you're going to get 2 of each of the sheets that are cut 4x6. So you'll be able to have these. I probably won't use them much on the actual cards. I will show you how I'm going to use them today. But it's a really fun pack of paper. This one here works with the die. But I saved those up during celebration. So it's just a little extra added bonus that you can either use with these projects, or you can use them how I'm going to use it today. So here we go. I'm going to make the first card. This is your first club project. So they're a little bit smaller. They're like 5 by 3 7/8. They're note cards. So you're going to do this one. And then, like I said, it comes with a box. Because my idea for this, for all of you, and you can do it this way or you cannot. You can love this Christmas card and decide just to do your Christmas cards this way. It's up to you. But because I went with an all season set, my idea is that you make cards for all seasons and then you give them as gifts. So this folds together, and I'm not going to take the time on this video to do it, but you can see it makes a really nice box, and it will be a walkthrough tutorial for those of you in club. I don't want to take the time to do it now, but then all of your cards and envelopes will fit in here. So not only have you made your gift, you've made some super cute packaging, and you can use some of that designer series paper to decorate the top, which I will show you in club. So it's kind of a year-round thing as your gift. So it's a very sturdy, very nice box. You can see how it folds over double on itself. So you'll get the instructions if you're in club. That will be, it's kind of like a bonus. And then, like I said, you're going to get a couple of bonus photos on your PDF of some other projects to do. So this one I was going to do Christmas just because, you know, like I said, September 1st hit, and my fall decorations will come out over this weekend. And as much as summer is my favorite season, and I was really hoping to be by the pool all Labor Day, but it looks like it's going to rain here. So I'm trying to get this done today so I can work a little bit during the rain and maybe go out to the pool this afternoon. I'm behind from being gone. So here is one of the note cards and one of the envelopes. You can always decorate your envelopes, and I will show you how to do that in a second. So here is the piece of poinsettia paper that came in that celebration package. Again, that's not available, but I used it for inspiration, and you'll all have a little piece of it. Now, there is one caveat this month. I only have so much paper, and I had a ton of people join Card Club last month. So I thought I had like enough for a bunch of people to join again if you want to join. But if at some point the paper runs out, I will put it on the club page on my website, because I can't give it to you if I don't have it. And I want everybody to have 2 pieces, especially everybody that's been in for a long time. So if you're interested in joining, just join soon. Now for this project, you're going to get a 1/4 sheet of vanilla. So let's start with the log. And I'm going to use soft suede. Any of the browns would work. You could use crumb cake. You could use Sahara sand. I am just personally in love right now with the soft suede. If you buy the dies, now you can take this one, and there is a die that will cut this out, but there isn't a die to cut out the poinsettias, so it is what it is. You're going to have to hand cut something. Then here's the poinsettia. I am going to use, if you look at this, you can see that the colors on the poinsettia are Petal Pink, maybe Blushing Bride, but they both work, and then Poppy Parade. So I wanted the 2-tone effect that's on here, you could use the yellow for the centers of yours too if you want the mango. And then for the leaves, look at the leaves. They are like 2 tones, and I think it's a lighter evergreen, but to get that to work, I'm gonna pull Smoky Slate first and use that. So that's how I came up with my colors for this card. My intent with my club is not just that you make pretty things. Always, that's the first intent, is that you make pretty things. But every month, I want to try to find something to teach you that you might not have known. So there's just a little tip. If you love this, then here's what I would do. I would snip a little piece of this and stick it in your stamp case. So next year when you go to use it, you'll be like, I don't know what colors to do this, but you have that little inspiration. So I've inked the whole thing with Petal Pink. Now let's take our Poppy Parade, and we're going to ink around the edges. One of the girls in my group, that's her business name. I love that name. So I'm just going to ink around the edges, and I want most of that center to stay pretty pink. So when you do that, obviously you get some square edges. So on this one, I'm going to take a sponge dauber. I put that leaf on the back and then I didn't use it. And I am just going to kind of smudge the red so it takes away any edges, and so it kind of gives it, now you can see it's no longer lined. It's very pretty. So here is our poinsettia. This one's a little bit more red than my other one. But see how it has that fun shading? Just like, look, just like these. We match. And there is a little center stamp that you can do and then pop those out if you want and do the center. Now for your leaves, one of the things that I often send for a gift after the 6th month, you get in your 7th and 13th month, your gifts. I love to give chamois because look, aren't new chamois nice? And I have a stack of old chamois, but there's just something about new chamois and new Versamark pads, right? When they're all nice and not all dirty. So now I'm going to take Smoky Slate. Ink the whole thing in Smoky Slate. And then Evening Evergreen. Get those edges. And then you may be saying, well, I don't have a sponge dauber. If you're doing my upcoming retreat and you got the full kit, you'll be getting one. But maybe you have a blending brush because it works as well. So I just wanted to show you that you can use both. Just kind of smudge this into the gray. You're going to be careful that you're not lifting all of your ink up. Look, there's some here, so I can pull it back over here. And there's our leaves. So like I said, there's no dies for these two. So I'm going to hand trim all of these out. But before I do, I'm going to take my blender pen. And I'm not going to color the whole thing, but this just gives a little bit of shading. And I didn't do anything. I just added the blender pen to the soft suede that was already stamped. So I'll hand trim these out. You don't have to watch me do that. And then I'm going to take the Merry Christmas, and you could do this in any color. Like I said, I am on a soft suede kick. That one really kind of needs to be re-inked as well. It's got that. I love that this, the set already had a little bit of a rustic feel to it. And now with these note cards and envelopes, it's just right up. I love this feel. So let me trim these out. All right, if you're in club, you'll see that you only used half of your sheet of vanilla, so save that for the other half. And the fun thing about this is if you're making 20 cards and to give in a gift, you can make multiples of the same one. You can pick your, so let's see, if we do 5 designs, you can do 4 of each. So super easy, and I'll keep the supplies minimal enough that if you want to redo them, you'll be able to. Now I'm going to take my blender pen and just kind of, this brightens it up just a tad. Just kind of go over that. The same thing I did with the stump. And over here, do the same thing. And I'm not going to do it everywhere, just enough to get a little bit of, wherever you hit it, tends to be a little bit brighter. You could use your Wanko Stella if you want it to have a little bit of sparkle to it. Now, let's take it goes together super simple. And if you're doing these for a gift, it is a bit of cutting. So just stamp everything one day and then put on a Christmas movie or Sense and Sensibility and just craft to your heart's content. So now with your ribbon, you're going to take your ribbon. And what I did was I took about this long of a piece. It was actually this long of a piece. Go ahead and put some adhesive here in the middle. And then aim more a little bit towards the left because that's where we're going to put our poinsettia over here. So you have this. This is just, I cut that length and then I cut that in half. I don't want to waste any more ribbon, so I'm not going to do it again. But you can see how it was that length of ribbon, and then I just cut it. It doesn't have to be perfect in half, but right down the center. And then you're just going to fray it. And the fun thing is you can keep this other piece here too and use it on something else. Maybe it'll make an appearance on one of my alternate cards for you, because it gives a fray going the different direction. This one's just about, has all of theirs pulled out. And you're just gonna lay them on here, make sure it sticks in wherever you put your adhesive. So you'll see how much easier it is on this one where it hasn't been done yet. You want them so they're kind of going, have a little bit of nature outside feel to it. So you don't want them all going in the same spot. And you also don't want, you can see right there where it had the end, just pull that out. You just want wispy. So that's nice and wispy. And then I will have run these through for you. It's one of the dies that comes in the set. If you don't have a die cut machine, there is a pine and bough punch I think it's called bough punch in the current annual catalog, and that would work perfectly for just adding a little bit of something to it. So I'm just going to stick this on here. So that's all done. And then for this, obviously, you know, poinsettia, the leaves are the flowers, but because we used the exact same stamp, it was hard for you to see much of the leaves, and I wanted to see more. So just take your leaf and just right here through the middle, give yourself 2 sets of leaves. Nobody says you have to keep your stamps all in one piece. And then put your adhesive on the back of the red one. And then it's important not to put them, like don't match them up and put them exactly in the same spot. So you can kind of twist it around and see where you like it. That looks good. And then this obviously will fill in over here. It's going to leave a gap because we've spread them out. You could cut one more if you wanted, if you want a really full one, but we also have this little place here, and now we'll be able to have those come out the side of that. I'm gonna add a dimensional or 2. If you are in Card Club, you also have the option every month to add on an adhesive package, and it is also at cost. It includes dimensionals. So everybody tends to about every 6 months or so need to restock up on all of their dimensionals, and we use all of their adhesives, and we use all my favorite ones. So just stick that on there. Isn't that cute? So super cute. And then you have your iridescent pearls, and if you love them, remember you can get them free from Stampin' Up! Right now. So I was torn because they can go on these little things here, and you can put the yellow stamp here, but in my mind I'd forgotten. I thought that there were only leaves in the set. So when I ran this through, it had the little balls on it, and you could put those there, but I opted for what was in my mind when I created the card. I've done that a few times recently because I haven't been home, and I didn't take a catalog on my trip because when we go to leadership things, they're business-based. They don't give us, we don't stamp at all. And I didn't want to be distracted, and I didn't want to be working on things I was going to film because your mind's already dying anyways with information overload. So how adorable is that? So you have that, and then you remember you have your little stack of paper. So for this one, I took, obviously, I'm trying to use up all of my paper, and it's not cut as is to ensure that I have enough to give all of you. So just lay this on here, and you want to make sure that your envelope's going the direction of what paper you're going to use. So this is going to be on the front, so lay that here. Just like that, all the way to the edge. Well, I had a pencil because I did it just a second ago. Here it is. And then you're just going to trace around it with a pencil. And this is a great way for all of you to use these pieces because all of the seasons are covered in the paper. And then that way when you make a box full of cards, all of your envelopes will be beautiful. And then I know what's going to happen because I know some of you, you are going to think the whole thing is just so dang cute. You're not going to be able to give it away. But the good thing is I think I said it, but the 20 pack of note cards and envelopes with the little case, they are this week's daily deal. One of them. There's a whole bunch of stuff on daily deal. So if you love them and you're afraid you're going to want to keep your card club ones for yourself instead of giving them as a gift, then just go ahead right now and buy them while they're on sale. That's how I was able to include them in card club this month, because they're on sale. So I've already ordered them all because I didn't want them to sell out after I decided. Because before we were going to just do a gift pack and put them in something. I hadn't really decided. It's a challenge to get stay within my budget, because PayPal likes to take a giant cut. The post office likes to take a humongous cut. I buy candy. There's just all kinds of fun things that go into it and not fun things that go into Card Club, like postage and PayPal fees. So here's this. Is that not? Now, who wouldn't want to get that? Especially a whole box of them. And when you are in club and you see all the rest of the ones we do, because here's already 2. So your little box can have those. So if you're interested in joining Card Club this month, you have to sign up by the 10th. And the earlier you sign up, the more likely you are to, if I would run out of the paper, to not miss out on getting the extra paper, because that is just a bonus this time. So there you go. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will catch you back here later. Bye.